Welcome to the SMBC YouTube series, Cat Chats, where I sit down with incredible humans to explore how they move through life, find their rhythm, and stay balanced. Today, I am so excited to be sitting down with John-Deric Mitchell, WNBA NBA dancer for the New York Liberty and Nets, the Timeless Torches, an actor, cheerleading coach at Uncommon Charter High School. John-Deric, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Hello, Kat. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having this open conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. I'm super honored for your time.
Thank you.
All right, so before we get in, I always like to start with the basics. So tell the people, aside from what I mentioned, who you are, where you're originally from, and where do you currently reside?
Hey, everyone. I'm John-Deric Mitchell. I'm originally from Chesapeake, Virginia. Yes, VA.
Okay,
And
okay.
I reside in Queens, New York.
Hey, pick up Queens.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's get into it. So first and foremost, can you please share how you found this passion for dance and cheerleading? Because I've seen your videos. Obviously, I've seen you on the court at the Liberty Games. So how did you get into it?
So it was my mother. My mother got me involved at the age of 7. She saw me around the house flipping over the couch and watching like Janet Jackson and Michael Jackson videos on MTV. And she's like, this little boy got something. And she's like, but me, I want to do gymnastics because, I was bouncing and hopping all over the place. She's like, no, your sister did gymnastics. She broke her arm and her leg. You're not going to do that. So you're going to do dance. My brother played football and instruments. And she's like, we're going to take the more lesser route. Let's put him into dance. So she got me into dance, and dance took off from acting to modeling to doing commercials. And it was her drive because she was a singer when she was growing up, and she used to be a performer traveling around. And she's like, you know what? My kid's going to get involved as well. So that's where my drive and my passion came from, visiting like her past and seeing what she has done and to see where I can go with it. And now to see where I'm at, I'm just like, yeah, I'm in the right pocket.
Okay, shout out to moms, man.
Yeah.
I tell you, that's always the root. That's the core.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, so talent runs deep in your roots then.
Yes. Yes.
I love that. Okay. So, who were the people or the cultural influences that you feel shaped your relationship to not only movement, but also performance or like self-expression?
So back home in Virginia, every year my mother would take me to an HBCU like homecoming game, and just watching the marching bands and the cheerleaders and the drum line come through, like the rhythm, the soul, the energy, how they were always happy. That's what shaped and inspired me. Like, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. And my mother was like, this is just a part of entertainment. There's more facets to it than just the marching band or HBCU. There's further out there. But she wanted me to find my niche and find what it is that I do. So yes, there's a plethora of things from music videos to taking classes with different choreographers to moving here to New York City. That was my dream when I was 8. I was like, I want to live in New York City. Also, living in Virginia, we weren't allowed to go to a park. Like in New York, you could walk out your apartment and there's a park somewhere nearby your where you live at.
Right.
In Virginia, you had to get in a car and you had to drive there. So my mother was like, I'm not, it
Oh.
is too hot. No, go in your backyard. We put a swing on a tree. You swing on that tree or climb the tree. That was your part. So yes.
I love it. Listen, you have to be adaptable to your environment, right? You use your means.
Exactly.
Okay, slightly off topic, just because you mentioned it, and I am embarrassed to say this, but I've never been to a proper HBCU game and seen like I know, especially like when Drumline came out, I was like, oh my God, like this is it, I have to go, and I need to put that on the bucket list and
Yes.
do it. So is it as live as it really looks? It looks
So
amazing.
it's it's like a different, how would we say, a different enrichment of blackness.
Yes.
So
Okay.
you have, where we went to school here in New York, where you went to like any areas, any boroughs here in New York, it's different. It's like going to the not the Hamptons to Martha's Vineyard
Okay.
and seeing that class of people, but people that
Yes.
understand you. They understand where you came from, they understand the struggle, and they also want to elevate themselves, but also still keep rooted in where we came from. So
Mm.
yes, it's live, it's a party, it's an event. Yeah, you're gonna have your, people from around the corner that's gonna be there too, but then you
Of
have your
course.
aunties and your uncles that's gonna get you together. Like, let's put some respect on that. Wear a tie, wear some stockings. Let's go. Then let's go to church.
Great
And
advice.
then,
I love that. Okay, that is absolutely going to be back at the top of my bucket list. I have to go. I
yes.
have to go. Okay, so obviously you have brought characters to life in both series and films, including Pose and Past Lives, both of which I'm obsessed with. So, can you talk a little bit about your process for getting into character for each of those projects? Because they're both very different. So, talk a little about that.
Yes, very different, yet to me, kind of the same. Because
Okay.
so in Pose, it was pretty much I'm from ballroom as well. So that's a whole nother facet of entertainment that I was part of. It didn't take much for me to get into that character, except for when I was in drag. So I was like, because they would do the whole guys. Um, on Pose, I didn't really have much speaking lines. So everything was pantomiming, but it was the help of Ryan Murphy himself. He was like, it's something about you. He says, come. And I was like, he calls you, you go.
Okay.
And I went, he says, sit here. Can you just say this line? Perfect. Now at the time I wasn't SAG. So they're like, should we not? If I was SAG, yes, I would have been having a speaking role and putting it out there. But it was more of giving back what they wanted. They saw the energy that I had and they're just like, yes, give me that. So just a little tip for actors when you're acting, give 100 because that's what they want to see what they can work with, and then they can lessen it down if need be. If you come in at like 10, and we're like, oh, can we build them up? No, because they're stuck in that spot. So it's almost like saying get out of your box. So when you're out of your box,
Okay.
you're shining. Um, to past lives. So
Yes.
past lives. It's a long story about.
Oh,
Yes, that movie. Yes, was it was a shock to me because to me it was like a normal. They wanted me as a background role. I said, perfect, I'll be background. Then they're like, no, we need you to audition. Audition? What? This is supposed to be a background role. They're like, yeah, we're bumping you up to a principal. A principal. I said, okay, what I need to do? They said, you are an artsy person and you need to be able to serve water without saying anything. I got that. That's me. So
okay.
I had to submit a tape just submitting, giving water to someone without saying anything. They wanted the face expressions. And remember, in acting, they want you at 100 where they can bring you down to where they need you to. So I gave them the, and then walked away. And they were like, yes, yes, that's what we're looking for. I said, okay, perfect. So my character name was Sebastian. And
Yes.
so I was known as the artsy friend because we all met in the Hamptons for the summer and we were walking through like the fields and the cornfields and which they edited that part out too. But we walked through the cornfields
I was
and
like, wait, come on. Okay.
yeah. So
Remember that.
so the part that I think you all saw was when I'm sitting in the backyard at the bench table with everyone and I'm doing all
Yes.
this extra.
Yes.
They wanted that. And I was a mute person. So I was a mute friend that was very artsy into the arts. We all went to college together. And I was like, wow, I didn't think it was going to really go anywhere because they said, oh, it's the independent. They were telling me it's an independent film. We're just going to show it around local places. They took it to Japan and went from Japan to Sundance. And then from Sundance, it came back and it got picked up by the Oscars. And I was like, what? And next thing I know, my phone was blowing up. People were like, are you the John-Deric Mitchell? Are you John-Deric Mitchell from Pose? Like, yeah, not Pose, from Past Lives. I was like, yes, that's me. And they're like, well, we just saw you. I said, I haven't even seen me. Like, what? I don't even know what's out there. And next thing I know, I look at the credits, I Googled it. I was like, oh my God, my name is in there. Like, I'm actually in there. So yeah. So getting into care of that,
Wow.
the director gave me, she said, don't say any words, just give us all your expressions. So I was like, perfect.
Wow, that is incredible. And also, thank you so much for sharing that advice. I feel like whether you're an actor, a dancer, just a creative in general, trying to branch out in that space, I do think it's so important to just like you said, just like show
Yes,
up 100% you, authentic you,
yes,
just be organic and natural. Get out of your head because I feel like it's probably really easy to be in your head and you go through the comparisons.
yes.
So,
Competing, you are competing, but you're not competing with anybody
right.
else. There are other people going for the same role, but don't look at them and be like, oh my God, I gotta be just like them or a step better. No, just be you. Just be you. You already got the look, you already got the call to be there. So now just be you.
Absolutely. Great. Wow. Congratulations again because those are both such incredible projects.
Thank you. Yes.
You're welcome. So I was also reading up on your many experiences, and it seems like you really enjoy volunteering. So can you tell me a little bit about how you connected with Cheer New York and Gotham Cheer?
That's a story too within itself. So
Okay.
yeah. So Cheer New York, when I first moved to New York City in 99, Cheer New York, I believe, started in 2000. And I saw them at the Gay Expo. And I was like, wow, like they're very gay. And I'm used to, HBCU cheerleading, high school cheerleading, competition cheerleading. And then I come to New York and I see that team. I was like, I don't think that's the team for me. It's like they got little short, like the shorts were short and the shirt tight. And I was like, I mean, they had, they were built, but I was like, I don't think that's the team for me at that time. I didn't know fully what they did. I just know that they were at the Gay Expo. I said maybe they're just the gay cheerleaders. But then I started seeing them around the city at like marathons and races and anything for cancer and AIDS walk. And they were giving back to the community. I said, wait a minute, they're doing a little bit more than just cheering at a gay event. So then I was like, okay, let me try out for the team in 2011. Made the team. I was like, oh, I'm here. And the doors just open of what they do, like the philanthropy that they give back, and they're at mayor events, and they're at opening of Broadway shows, they're opening like cutting ribbons and stuff. I'm just like, wow, like I was shocked.
Wow.
And then we also, as a cheer team, had a competition team. So we went to Ohio, and it was for the gay games. Now, the gay games, that's a whole nother story within itself too.
Yeah.
This is when the Olympics, and I hate to knock down the Olympics on this, but this is when they weren't really accepting of gay and people of transgender into their community of sports. So
Okay.
the gay games, which we were at Gay Games 9, so that was 9 seasons that they've had of gay games, opened up their doors to everyone, people with disabilities, people with transgender, people who are just the whole community, the whole umbrella. And
Yeah.
we took home first place, gold medal. And so I'm a gold medal winner in cheer and dance.
Nice.
And these are for people over the age of 21. So 21 and above. And then from there, Gotham Cheer came about. And I said, ooh, another team here in New York. And it was like some of the people that were part of Cheer New York went over there to that team. So I said, let me tap my toe and
Yeah.
see what this is about. And I'm like, oh, they do the same thing, but we were doing even bigger things. So it's like we're working with celebrities. So when celebrities came in town, they were like, we would like for you to stand here, take pictures with them. I was like, oh, okay, just cheer and take pictures. Like, I'm all about that. But it was also giving back because what we didn't know on the back end was they supported our charities that we cheered for. Like we cheered for, not really cheer, we took time out of our day to take care of homeless youth, LGBTQ homeless youth. So the
Oh,
money
okay.
that we took pictures with the celebrities, there was a check cut to give to our charity of choice. And it's like, wow, like see how it all kind of
Wow.
goes back. And all this came from me being part of this team was because what was given to me in high school. And in high school, my cheer coach looked out for me and did like everything for me. And I came from a predominantly white high school and
Okay.
went off to HBCU because I wanted to see what was different. And that coach, she took me under her wing and she was just like, yeah, I'm gonna work with you. And she worked with me, like getting me together on the team. Like, no, you're the only male that's here. You got to lift the girls. You got to be able to flip. You got to everything. You always had to be 110 to get where you need to get to at that time. Now, child, these kids just come in.
Ready to work.
Right. But yes, but that's how I got
I love that.
philanthropy and working with the Cheer New York and Gotham Cheer.
Wow, thank you for sharing that information. I mean, first of all, I had no idea that there was also like a celebrity component and that there was, a charity component involved. I think that's
Yes.
wonderful, especially for gay youth in New York. I think that's needed and tremendous. Very cool.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I also love that you shout out your teacher. Like, shout out to all teachers. I mean, that I just feel like that is such a thankless job and so
Yes.
difficult. And I just feel like when we have teachers that we truly feel have helped to shape us, like we remember them.
Most definitely. Linda Lawman was her name. Yeah. Or not.
See, there
Still,
you go.
and she's still around because she is not gone. She is still.
I love that. So, talk to me about how has being like a visibly queer Black man in performance and community spaces helped to shape the way that you just move through the world in general?
Representation. I'll just put that
Okay.
there. Representation. That
Okay.
is what's needed. I needed that when I was growing up. Growing up, I didn't really see a lot of that. I saw more of the very flamboyant or the guys who would wear wigs and still have facial hair. I'm just like, that's not a woman, but it's not a man. But I don't know, that's not me. I knew what I liked at 5, and by 10, I was like, yeah, I know where I'm at. This is me. But I couldn't find that connection. I didn't know it was out there, though it's been out there for years. It wasn't until, as people say, the gaydar,
Mm,
like who's who and what's going on. The older I got, the more I was like, wow, these professional men are gay. Like, wow, these professional women are lesbians. Like, this is a community. This I can be still a Black man in America and still love another Black man or another man. Uh, yeah, it's
yes.
representation is definitely needed. Uh, it shaped me to where I'm at now, where I can be all the things I want to be. I can be flamboyant if need be flamboyant. I can be masculine when be masculine. I know how to show up in a room and read the room and know, as a lot of us will say, well, this is me 24/7. This is how I am, da da da. Okay, are you going to take that into a business meeting? They're not going to
Right.
take you serious. I'm coming in, yeah, I got bills. Okay. And you're only going to get but so far. Let's take it to another level. Let's be professional. Let's calm down a little bit. Can you sign a contract without da 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 da?
Right.
So it was like I learned how to read the room. I was never, like I said, I was always quiet and very like what is all happening? I was always taking things in. I was like a human sponge. I was like, what is all this? Especially like I said, when I moved to New York, it was like another eye opener. It's like, finally, this is this is it. Like this is my home. This is where I feel accepted and loved and understood. Whereas in Virginia, I wasn't, because it's so spread out and it's so diverse, and it's like you can't really find your niche. And then when you find it, they disappear. So kind of like me, I disappeared from Virginia and moved to New York, but I kind of go back every once in a while for homecoming or to visit family. So yes, representation, that is my main thing for LGBTQ and what helped shape me.
Absolutely. I think that's phenomenal advice for anyone that feels like they aren't being seen or they feel shy about taking up space in the room. No, take up space, show up, be yourself, represent. I
Yes.
love that you created that representation for yourself because essentially that makes you an icon
Oh,
for those coming after you.
yes. Yes. RuPaul, that was my growing up. I was like, I'm not RuPaul at that time. It's like I bow down to RuPaul because when she comes out of that drag and it's like, who's this man? Where he come from?
Right.
And it made me think like that's kind of who I am. But then it's like I'm not still not fully who he is. In drag, yes, that's my sister, my mother, that's everything to me. But out of drag, I'm just like, that's my brother. definitely.
Absolutely. I mean, that was like I think also just a great example of like, yes, like you need to show up in different space, like read the room. You
Yeah,
know, like if you need to show up looking like you were ready for business, be that way for that moment.
exactly.
I love that you mentioned that. Great. Okay, so outside of performing and dancing, what
Mhm.
are some of the rituals or hobbies or grounding practices that you feel like kind of bring you back to yourself?
That brings me back to myself. Coming home, going to bed.
Amen. Love my
Pass,
bed.
yes, passing out from the day
Yes.
because it's a lot. It's a lot of energy and communication that comes through. That's like, woo, it's too much. And so that's one of my things. The second is walking my dog, just getting out and about and feeling the air for the day and just breathing. Another thing that makes me grounded is just being home with my husband and enjoying those times. Yes, that was part of my, when people ask me, where do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years? I couldn't quite answer that, but I could answer, I knew I was going to be in New York. I knew I was going to be married. I knew I was going to have a house, car, and a child and a dog. I got the dog, I got the car, I got the apartment, I got the man, but I don't have the kids. Though we're still working on that, but it's
Okay.
kind of question still.
Okay. I love that. These are beautiful practices, by the way, especially the bed. But
Yeah,
yes, like you
yeah.
rest and relaxation, check. Family support system.
Check.
You got the furry child.
Yes, check.
Check. I love this. I can so relate to this. This is beautiful. Also, I didn't know that you were married. How long have y'all been married?
Yes, we've been married 13 years and together 13, 14, 15 years.
Oh my gosh, 13 years as well. That's so
Oh,
beautiful.
congrats, congrats. Yes,
Love
welcome
that.
to love.
Yes, very, very important. Okay.
Yes.
And then lastly, speaking of future goals, that was like the perfect segue. Lastly, can you share what is on the horizon for you in the next chapter?
See, there we go. It's like, I don't know what the future holds. God plans that whole. I just follow his
Yes.
path. Um, goals. I hope to become captain of the Timeless Torches.
Yes.
What else? I hope for bigger roles in my acting, as far as more principal work. Um, God, where else? What else? I can't think of anything else right now. It's like the doors have just been opening. Just like how last night I was able to perform with Torch Patrol. Like that's the Brooklyn Net dancers. They dance also
Yes.
with, and they invited me to dance with them. I was like, y'all want me? I said, y'all know how old I am? And secondly, do you know how long it's been since I danced for 5, 6 hours straight through? Because they put in the work. I was like, okay,
Hmm.
all right. And they invited me with open arms, and they were like, no, we're happy to have you. I was like, what? They're happy to have me. But it took me back to my 25-year-old self. Like, wow, that's how I was when I was 25. Now I'm 40 something. And these kids are like, wow, he's still keeping up. They're like, no, it's not like we're here and you're here. We're all even. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. So you never know. The doors are always open, and I'm just ready to go for it, whatever the future may hold.
Listen, like you said, just be open, be available, be your authentic self, be grateful. So many, listen, John-Deric, you are like such an incredible human, like so kind and authentic and ambitious. Like people are going to be knocking your doors down.
What
It's they're coming.
you
They're
coming?
coming.
Okay.
Believe me, like people like you, like your presence, your energy, it's gonna happen in ways that you could never imagine.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you.
Well, thank you so much for your time. This was so much fun. I have so many more questions for you, so I hope that we'll talk about this later, but I really want you back on the show for a future episode. But thank you so much for just, letting us into your life and giving us a glimpse of your day to day and who you are. You're such an incredible person. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Kat. Thank you for opening this I would say it, this forum for us to talk and have this meeting. And thank you for coming out and supporting as well. Thank you.
Absolutely, always. Well, have a great rest of your day. We'll talk soon.
Yes, talk to some cat.
Bye.
Bye bye.